We were just chit-chatting about a second ago. The TTC blames improper insulation in electrical.
Proper insulation in electrical incident. One dog is dead. So basically, there's this metal plate on the ground, which everyone has, walked over, and there's supposed to be an appropriate amount of insulation between that metal plate and the electrical supply to the light post that's right beside it.
Kind of basic, so when you walk over it, you don't get shocked.
Right.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the insulation broke down, which is bound to happen, but obviously there's got to be some better routine inspections going on.
It's called reactive or proactive. You make sure that you have it on your checklist.
Yeah.
We got to check this.
Every 6 months or whatever instead of every 6 years. And this couple of dogs were sitting there with their owners ready to cross the street, and I guess they're saying the dog touched the light pole and basically went into a seizure. I mean, it constantly got shocked over and over and over again. And, the descriptions are quite traumatic about the crying and the pain. And unfortunately, at this point, they're saying that one died, but I believe 2 dogs succumbed to their injuries, as well as a woman got bit when she was trying to help her Labrador. He wasn't able to control his body. He ended up biting her. And I think a third dog got injured. But, this happens more often with dogs than people because we all have rubber soles. So we're actually insulated ourselves. And also dogs are sticking their noses sort of in the crevices and the corners and then come in contact. But what a horrible thing for these owners. My heart goes out to them. The loss of these dogs is tragic. Yes, thank goodness, not that humans are any more important, but thank goodness this didn't happen to a person or a child. It's quite tragic.
No. This whole thing disgusts me. This happened last year, happened with the city of Toronto. People were just walking by. Once again, something wasn't done properly, and dogs were getting shocked when they walked by.
Yep.
It happened in Yorkville, of all places, in the city, which, if you're not from Toronto, it's one of the poshest areas. It's like being in Manhattan in New York City.
Yeah.
I do not understand how something like this, it is 2011. How does this slip? We have people who work at the TTC, which is our subway system, who only have a high school education, who make more money than nurses do.
That's $140,000 a year.
They make more money than a nurse does. And yet, these people don't do their job. What if that was your dog? What if that was your child who just fell on his hands and didn't have rubber soles and couldn't walk and just tripped? What if it was an old woman who fell and was electrocuted? You don't think, and the fact that the TTC and the subway system here gets away with this, if I was these 3 people and I was a lawyer, I would sue every dime they have. But the problem is that in Canada and in Ontario, a dog, a pet, is only property.
Yeah, still chattel.
So the problem is that, in theory, the City of Toronto or the TTC could turn around and sue the animal owner for screwing up some sort of panel.
Which they won't, though. I mean, that'll be a PR nightmare. And you can sue a little bit for pain and suffering, not of the pet, but of yourself. And those settlements are higher in the U.S. And though in the U.S. animals are still considered property, but people can sue more effectively in the U.S. for pain and suffering, like their emotional suffering for losing their animal. But these guys have contacted a lawyer who are contacting the TTC, and I'm sure even though the TTC could say it's just a dog and legally we only have to give you $300 because you can get another one for that much, they're going to be paying up because this is a huge PR issue, so they're going to be paying up, I'm sure.